Hey, it's Catherine from CatherinePuller.com. Today's card is for the Case This Sketch Challenge. I'm doing it basically in honor of Maureen. She just joined their design team, so that's super fun. And I hopped over there and loved the sketch for this week and was super inspired. So I grabbed my crumb cake cardstock, my chevron embossing folder, and my white ink pad. And I'm going to use my embossing folder basically as a stamp. So we'll close that crumb cake cardstock in there. And I'm seeing that I didn't make it all the way here. We'll deal with that later. I think we're not going to deal with it. I think we're just going to leave it as is. I'll take this to the sink and wash it a little bit later. And in the meantime, I'm going to let that set aside to dry. I'm starting with a die cut circle and soft sky ink. And I'm just going to sponge the ink onto my circle. This will give me a nice light blue shade. And I'm doing this instead of just stamping straight onto soft sky paper, because when you have white cardstock, it's really made for rubber stamping. And when you go to the colored, in my opinion, it doesn't quite come out as nicely as it would if you had done it with this technique. I really like how this looks when it's done. So then I'm just going to take these stamps. I'm getting a darker blue shade. And I'm going to stamp the flowers directly onto that blue cardstock that I now have. And then I have a couple of these flowers that I cut out. There's dies, little framelit dies that go with the floral stamp set. And you want to make sure you cut those out first, and then you can stamp right over top of them with the clear photopolymer stamps. I'm doing two because I'm not sure which size I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use this bigger one, but I'm not totally certain. And we'll set those aside for a moment. I'm going to use my Pear Pizzazz ink to do a little bit of stems here. I ended up cutting this down another ½ inch, which took care of that problem of not having that image come all the way down. And I added a lot of dimensionals on the back, and I'm just going to be layering this with different crumb cake layers. I want to stamp my greeting inside this circle here, so I'm just doing some light pencil marks. Put that aside for a moment, and I have a Make-A-Wish birthday stamp. Many of you may know I make all the birthday cards for the teachers at school, and I just got notice that they're low. They need some, so let's make some birthday cards. I think that's a little bit crooked. I'm going to turn it over and try again. All right, after striking out twice, I decided this is a job for this Fiskars stamp press. This is really a nice tool because it has these grid lines, and I can line my stamp up, making sure that it's straight on my grid, and then I can line the grid up with the edge of my cardstock, and I should be able to get it straight. I'll just erase my little pencil marks here, add on this layer. This is going to go directly onto a crumb cake card base. A little bit of liquid glue. Any adhesive you have on hand will be nice. And this one last flower, I'm actually a little unsure as to whether I even want to add this. Leave me a comment in the section below and let me know if you would have added the flower or if you would have left it off. That's one great thing about paper crafting. All of our projects are going to look different based on personal preference. One last thing that I want to add before I go is a little bit of glimmer. This is Smooch. There are many different ways you can achieve this effect. There are many products on the market. And of course it's not completely necessary. It looked great without this shimmer, but I just wanted to give it an additional little pop. So this is a great little tip. It just brushes right on and gives a little bit of shimmer. If you enjoyed this card tutorial today, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up and shared it with your friends on social media. Thanks for visiting today, and again, congratulations to Maureen for joining the Case This Sketch Challenge team. Happy stamping.